Warning: this program may contain visuals that might offend sensitive viewers. Parental guidance is advised.
Victimized and dismissed Free State SAPS members speak out as we continue to uncover claims of corruption, defeating the ends of justice and abuse of power within the police service.
There was no one who listens to me. There was not absolutely no one who listens to me.
Where's my constitutional right of being safe?
They can kill me. They can, but I will not die silently. I will keep on making noise until they will silence my voice.
Ideally, a police officer symbolizes a person of strong ethics, respect, and knowledge of laws. But it doesn't seem like some South Africans would agree with that notion. According to a recent study by the Human Sciences Research Council, 73% of South Africans have no faith in the police, and our investigations into the Free State SAPS seem to validate that public sentiment. We found disillusioned and frustrated officials who decry poor leadership by managers whom they describe as a law unto themselves. During SABC News' first report into the alleged rot at Free State SAPS, we spoke to current and former SAPS members who alleged that the Bethlehem District Commissioner, Major General Jan Tsotetsi, is abusive to workers, is involved in stock theft, cover-ups, and pushing out of hard-working members who are not part of his clique. Following that broadcast, police unions Pop Crew and SAPO released statements calling for Tsotetsi's suspension, but Pop Crew says nothing has come out of that.
We don't have trust anymore in the South African Police Service management in the Free State. This matter comes a way back in 2017, where we even embarked on the march. But unfortunately, the South African Police Service management in the province, it doesn't come to the party. That's why we said for this one, we went on the 2nd of August, we went to the office of the MEC. Unfortunately, again, we're still waiting. It's 20 days now after our meeting. We're still waiting for the feedback from the office of the MEC. We're also going to have a picketing on the 7th of September, whereby we are going to hand over memorandum. Part of a memorandum will also talk to the issue of Tsotetsi, because it's a high time now that the Department of South African Police Service needs to take action. And we are willing to take this matter until the national level.
We asked General Tsotetsi for a response to the allegations against him after he did not respond to our request sent weeks before the initial broadcast. But he threatened us with legal action, saying we had not given him a fair opportunity to respond. Tsotetsi is said to be part of a syndicate of high-ranking officials in the Free State who allegedly abuse the SAPS disciplinary process, while they allegedly don't discipline their allies for serious misconduct. We are told junior officials sometimes are fired for being late for work and not speaking nicely to a superior. Some through SMS, while others are not even given an opportunity to defend themselves in a clear violation of the Labor Relations Act.
Give me at least a copy of this police will be clean, sanitized of all these criminals. And what I want to see is they must be charged and they must be jailed.
Patricia Mashale is a whistleblower. Today she's meeting with us together with her husband, George. Patricia doesn't live with her family currently due to a threat to her life that was confirmed by an intelligence report, but she agreed to meet with us here with her husband for a short time. Our interview with her, however, was held somewhere else as she can't stay in one place for long due to the potential danger to her life.
My family practically fall apart because the situation is not normal. I have a 9-year-old son who I can't see whenever I want. Usually I was there with his homework, with his schoolwork, when he have assignments and stuff. The situation is absolutely abnormal.
The administrative clerk had worked for 15 years before she was dismissed through the SAPS controversial expeditious process. The Fezile District Commissioner, Major General Moses Makubo, adjudicated in Patricia's case, despite him being one of the officials she had implicated in her corruption report and had opened a case against him. Patricia was dismissed after she refused to attend a misconduct hearing chaired by Makubo due to conflict of interest. She had been charged for leading a community march calling for the removal of the Free State SAPS management.
I still regard myself as an employee because actually I'm not even dismissed on the personal system. Only my pay has been blocked.
The usually active Patricia now spends her days cooped up in her hideout with no protection from the state.
SABS doesn't want to give me protection because SABS has been implicated by way of the threat assessment. They have been implicated as the people who actually wants to take me out. So how will they protect me? And even if they want to give me protection, how will I trust their protection?
She says her troubles began when she reported irregular promotions, dismissals, stock theft, and abuse of state resources. But her battles to have corrupt officials removed from SAPS dates to 2009.
Me and my husband, George Mashale, reported it to IPAD. All the allegations and this corruption that we reported was actually committed by senior officials. Then with the recent events, I also then again saw that, but nothing had actually changed in SAPS. What happened then are still happening. And I reported it again. This time I reported straight to the National Commissioner, who was at the time the former General Ketla Sitole. I phoned him and then he asked me to put it on a written report, a complaint, and then forward straight to his email, which I did. It was on 6 January 2021. To my shock and surprise, the report that I forwarded to him, the complaint, found its way back to the very management that I complained about. And then from there on, the management retaliated against me.
Patricia was soon charged departmentally, which says it is a norm when one speaks up against SAPS management. A protection order was also secured by one of the implicated officials, Free State Deputy Provincial Police Commissioner, Major General Soli Lisia. Lisia also went to open a harassment case against her for spreading false allegations. Her phone was also seized with an alleged fake search and seizure warrant. Patricia says the officers even refused her the right to call a lawyer.
I say, but now you are infringing my right, just my basic right to have legal representation. He said, no, you will call your lawyer afterwards. I say, how? Because my lawyer's number's on my phone. So where am I going to get the number of the lawyer to call him? And then the door was closed. You see what happened in the office. They closed the door. The captain is a white lady, Captain Veronica Kutsian. She was standing, she was blocking the exit. Colonel Van Amerwe was standing in front of me, and next to me was the armed constable of POP. And this lady was now moving towards me, and she told me to say that if you know they're going to hand the phone over, I'm going to take it by force. And that's when the phone rang. And when I checked on the phone, I saw it was my daughter. Colonel Van Amerwe was screaming, you're not answering that phone. And then I was just swiping the phone open like this, and I was screaming in the phone, Michelle, call your father and tell him that I'm being arrested when Valmera was taking my phone.
The warrant used to seize her phone already had her SIM card details, although the officers hadn't applied for a Section 205 subpoena, which allows the state to access her information.
So I'm signing the Section 205s. I'm waiting for the application to come so that I can see what is the reason for the Section 205. They never applied for Section 205. They just proceeded to take my phone to cybercrime, intercept my information. The next thing, people are calling me all over the place. Patricia, you are exiting groups. You are doing this. You are doing this. The phone is in the possession of SAPS at the time.
This is the court where Patricia Mashale first appeared for her harassment case opened against her by Major General Lucia. During the hearing, the magistrate raised concern over the heavy police contingent which had accompanied Major Lucia, saying she also felt intimidated. She also revealed that someone had tried stealing the case docket.
And what did Major General Lucia did? He took pictures of all my WhatsApp conversations with everyone that I've been talking to on WhatsApp. He took screenshots. Where did he get the screenshots? And he presented it to the domestic court to say, this is our conversations with other people. And there's the reason why they want to steal the docket now from court, because he implicated himself. He implicated himself because all the evidence are there.
What was entailed in those WhatsApp messages that, are such...
It was not even my WhatsApp messages. It was the WhatsApp messages of Advocate Daniel Tevo that he sent to the management to say that he is representing the SMIS members and he is going to come to Free State to expose the management, not only Free State management but the national management. And he sent to them messages individually. These messages were circulated all over WhatsApp.
So that's why Lucia said he's scared of you. Patricia wants those who took her phone prosecuted and has opened a case. She says she had a breakdown after the traumatic event. Upon returning to work from hospital, Patricia says her bosses tried to have her diagnosis changed.
The doctor just wrote that I have work-related stress, because that's the whole incident happened at work. On my medical certificate, they sent it back to me. On the medical certificate, they say no. They wrote there in pencil, the doctor must say I am depressed. I took that medical certificate as it is. I took it to the psychologist. I said, doctor, look here.
They've diagnosed.
He said, who wrote on this note? He said it's unlawful, it's illegal for someone to come and wrote and want me to change my diagnosis. He said, Patricia, you must open a case against them. This is wrong. I'm the doctor here. I suspect they wanted me to be depressed so that they can come after and say I'm crazy with all these things that I've been alleging against them.
Amid an IP probe into the alleged unlawful seizure of her phone, the Mpumalanga Provincial Police Commissioner has now been appointed to look into Patricia's complaint.
I was actually puzzled to be contacted by the staff officer of the Provincial Commissioner of Mpumalanga yesterday, informing me that the Provincial Commissioner of Mpumalanga was appointed on orders of the Minister by the National Commissioner to come and investigate the issues that I reported. So I was surprised because according to me, all those issues have already been reported.
Defeating the ends of justice is among the damning allegations Free State Deputy Provincial Police Commissioner Major General Soli Lucia faces. He allegedly ordered a police official to release his father's bakkie from custody after it was found with stolen cattle. The two police officials who reported this are allegedly now facing dismissal. At the same time, police watchdog IPID has completed its investigations against General Lucia and 2 other officers on a different matter.
Today, I received a preliminary report from IPID regarding one of the cases that I opened of perjury, defeating the ends of justice and fraud. And according to them, the docket is now with the NPP for decision making. Hopefully, we will soon see arrests in that matter.
Major General Lucia declined a television interview with us, but in writing denied any wrongdoing. He says the interventions he has made in certain cases, which include the release of his father's Baki from custody, have been above board. He branded Patricia and her husband George habitual liars, accusing them of using the SABC to violate a court order against them. Among others, Patricia has opened a criminal case against the Free State SAPS commissioner for allegedly turning a blind eye to crime and corruption happening under her watch. And after knocking on various doors in vain for protection and help, she has started an online petition to garner public support and pressure government to fix SAPS and protect whistleblowers.
The provincial commissioner, Lieutenant General Bibi Mutsunyani, is incompetent. Whatever you can go and report anything to her. Lucia is in charge. Lucia is in charge of the province. Lucia overrule her on everything she do and say. Even with this matter of mine, when she was questioned about it, she said that she doesn't want to meddle. They are being controlled by politicians.
Siziwe Quga knows too well about the abuse of power in the SAPS. The dismissed forensic social worker recently attended court in Leg Irons in a case of criminal injury. Her former boss allegedly accuses her of having referred to her as promiscuous. Quga and Officer Mario Buffel are part of a group of dismissed and victimized SAPS officials led by Patricia and her husband. They are being helped by the NADA lawyers and Mati attorneys to clear their names and have rogue officials held to account.
The problem started in May 2015, between myself and the provincial head. The provincial head, that time it was Brigadier Pushudi. That when the problem started, it started with him. When we went to the conference, we attended the conference, detective conference. So we were having an argument, me and him, that forensic social work is supposed to report to FCS. That time, the brigadier now was the full colonel, and Colonel, my commander, Colonel Monoso, were both full colonels. I explained to him that we are working together. Ourselves, that is forensic social workers and FCS, are working together. It's not about reporting. It's about working together. Then that's where the whole thing started. My commander was in a training that time in Pretoria. Then when she came back, she heard the story, and then she took it from there. After that, there were cases that were opened against me, left, right, and center, from 2015 up until they dismissed me in SAPS, that is on the 16th of March, 2022. When I counted all the cases that Colonel Monosi opened against me, they were 23. At some point, I also opened a grievance against her, 2 grievances, whereby she was manipulating the statistics.
Quga says her superiors even tried to transfer her, but she refused. An unknown person also allegedly called to give her a more senior post.
I said that I am not going to take the position that he wanted to give me because he said that I must not tell anybody. The reason for me not to take it is because I don't want to be a puppet of anybody.
Like Patricia, she was dismissed for attending a march against SAPS management, which was a violation of SAPS policies.
My provincial head, she knew my situation. General Koboshane, he's on pension, he knew my situation. General Tum, they know, all of these generals that I'm mentioning, they know my situation. They would, when we sit down, they would understand that, no, this is not how it's supposed to be done. And Pop Crew also failed me a lot because, I depended on them in most of the cases. I don't have a trust from them at all.
She says being ushered to court in leg irons will forever be etched in her mind. She was put in chains after handing herself over to the police following her previous failure to appear in court. Guga says she had forgotten the date due to stress as the appearance was not long after she was fired. She has been asked to apologize so that the case can be withdrawn. But Guga says she won't admit to a crime she didn't commit.
Where she is, she knows that I have never sold to her.
Rights activist Professor Mary de Haas in April confronted the office of the Free State DPP regarding Guga's inhumane treatment and was told that the social workers' training was a standard procedure for people who have an arrest warrant issued against them. De Haas has escalated the matter to the office of the National DPP.
That's the notice of the general suspending me, Major General Tabang Solomon Lisia.
The unlawful one.
The unlawful one.
Like many other SAPS officials across the country, Guga's comrade in arms, Constable Mario Buffel, is also frustrated by the seeming lack of interest and will from the national SAPS management to solve their problems. In further alleged abuse of power, Buffel says he was dismissed via an SMS.
I was dismissed on a charge of pointing of firearm. It happened around about July last year. Unknown male came to my house dressed in private clothes, claiming to be a police chaplain. I asked him if he can positively identify himself by means of a police ID. He couldn't, and I could already see that he's armed with a pistol, and that scared me a bit. So I politely asked him to leave. He refused, then I chased him away. And after that, he went to the police station and opened a case of pointing a firearm against me.
Did you point the firearm?
I never did. And I have a witness statement in the docket that said I had it in my hand, but I never pointed him physically.
What do you think is behind all this? What is happening?
I would say victimization, harassment, and a lot of nonsense.
Why would they target you?
Ma'am, I can say it started at my unit, Bloemfontein Flying Squad. If I take, for instance, Colonel Chris van der Merwe, he knew actually nothing about me, but he's already having problems with me. I mean, I worked on him for 4 or 5 months, and he already attempted to withdraw my state authority once because I was chasing to give someone backup.
So now you didn't point a firearm anymore.
Anyway.
Nobody is talking Buffel is also upset over the alleged change of the reason for his axing in this document confirming his dismissal.
How the hell can this be fair? How? Even the safety of me being at my house and being approached by an unknown male which I don't know, where's my constitutional right of being safe?
Patricia and her colleagues have also turned to the public protector for help as they intensify their bid to rid the police service of corrupt officials.
They can kill me. They can, but I will not die silently. I will keep on making noise until they will silence my voice.
Quite a lot of rumors that have been raised, and it has said there is a brigadier that is investigating those matters. Previous investigators, they refuse to work with them or cooperate with them.
Next week, we bring you a detailed response from the police over the damning claims leveled against senior Free State SAPS members.